Okay, hello and welcome everybody. Today's session is about what is OneX, and we're just going to go through some of the basics and some of the most frequently asked questions about what exactly is OneX and why you would choose it as a investment vehicle of choice if you like. Okay, so let's just move on. And you're going to see these words quite often referred to or linked with OneX, and we're going to go through in a little bit of detail of exactly what they mean. Okay, so you quite often hear that OneX is referred to as a fast start bonus, and you'll also hear it referred to as a feeder program for the Qlxchange and a marketing arm of Qlxchange, if you like. So those words, to a brand new person coming to the internet, or that perhaps hasn't had experience with internet or network marketing and these different structures, those words are going to be a little bit kind of vague, if you like. So we're just going to go into a little bit of detail of what exactly they are and why we're actually having this session. Okay, guys, you're looking at a little bit of a diagram here, and we've done this because this is the easiest way that we can explain it to you. Okay, so you're going to see there, the top there, and that is the customers, and that is you. Okay, this is you, the customer at the top. Now, customers are coming into the OneX program, and in the sense of a feeder program, if you like. So that's what is referred to as a feeder. It's a starting point, so the customers are all coming into OneX. The reason that they're coming into OneX is that it has an extremely low cost of entry. It's got an attractive fast return on the investment. In other words, it's a $5 entry into the program. So extremely fast return for anybody who's prepared to do just a little bit of work up front, and it's primarily designed to get you in the game. Now, who is you? Okay, so who is you? You could be somebody who is brand new to the internet, and you now have the ability to start getting some runs on the board and start getting some return on investment through your OneX. Now, we know through the compensation plan that it only requires 4 people in order for you to get a 300% return on your investment. Okay, that is the first 4 people that come into your business. Now, leading on from that, down at the bottom, we've got the Qlxchange part of the business. And as you can see, and the Qlxchange part of the business to date has not been released, but will be released very shortly. So all of the customers from OneX that qualify for the Qlxchange program are going to be fed into the Qlxchange side of the business. So your business has 2 parts to it, if you like. You've got the OneX, and you've also got the Qlxchange part of the business. Now, when we talk about OneX, what we actually really need to do is take a step back and imagine it like this. The Qlxchange part of the business is the mothership, if you like. So the mothership, and for want of another word, let's assume that it is something like a bank or an investment vehicle, an investment business designed for return on investment. Okay, so just like a bank or any other business on the planet, in fact, they need customers too. Okay, so you're going to see, you can open a newspaper and you'll see that your bank is advertising. You get on YouTube and you'll see that different businesses, banks, you know, goldsilver.com, they're all investing money in advertising because they need customers too. Okay, Qlxchange is advertising its business via OneX. Okay, and it's so important to understand that Qlxchange was actually designed by bankers, and it was designed for investors. So when you're trying to get your understanding of Qlxchange and OneX, if you can just remember that Qlxchange is the mothership, OneX is the feeder program where all the customers are going to be coming from, and that's as simple as it gets, guys. And our job as a member of OneX is simply to drive customers through the front door of OneX, and then when the Qlxchange part of the business is released, they'll qualify for that part of the business as well. Now, one of the things you'll also hear when there has been sessions on Qlxchange is that there will be investors coming into the Qlxchange side of the business, okay, who perhaps aren't in the OneX side of the system. Now, these investors can be sophisticated investors. They have money to invest. And look, I'm so grateful, guys, because the reality is that in this day and age, and with the way that the economy goes, not a lot of people can afford to invest. Okay, so you know, it's giving the average person, if you like, an avenue to get a really good return on investment and to leverage their money so that when they are part of the Qlxchange side of the business, that they have a fair chance at creating wealth, same as everybody else. Okay, I want to just talk about a really recent quote, a conversation that was had earlier this week. Now, this is important because for a brand new person coming into the business, this is exactly their sentiment, and this is how it goes. It says, once I get really confident about what I'm doing, then there will be no stopping me. I want to know everything, and I mean everything, so I can be that confident and give people a plan. I want the answers, and that's how I want to be. Once I get the confidence, you've got a guy who will never stop. So this is very common. People want to know, they want to have enough information so that they can confidently explain what the OneX and the Qlx side of the business is. Okay, so in a nutshell, what is OneX? Well, OneX is a marketing program that was designed by bankers for investors regardless of their financial situation, so that everyone has the ability to invest and create wealth. The simple fact is that every business on the planet has to market, and Qlxchange is marketing via its OneX program, its OneX feeder program, which has the fast start bonus, of course. The average person can turn $5 into $100,000 with a little effort and the support of the entire group. So the OneX arm of the business is the marketing program designed for people who want to leverage $5 into an investment to create ongoing wealth. It is as simple as that, guys. So there's not too much that's complicated about OneX, but if you can understand that it is an add-on part of the Qlxchange business, that is probably the most important thing to know. Now, let's move on. Okay, guys, this is the compensation plan, and I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about the compensation plan, but you know, people, all they want to know is about the money, okay? And the next slide I'm going to show you the most frequently asked questions, if you like. Now, the money in green, anything that you see here in a green box, basically equates to a row and a stage. So the money in the green box is how you get paid. So you get paid in increments. Okay, the OneX side of the business is what they call a fast start bonus, which means it is a one-time payment of $5, and the money you receive, which is in staggered increments, is one time. Okay, very important to understand that this is one-time money. It can be very fast money for somebody who is prepared to do the work up front for a very short period of time. And as you can see, it only requires about 340 members in your structure to actually get through the stage one of this business. Okay, so if you add up all of those amounts of money in green, you're going to see there that the total is $99,460. Okay, so from a $5 investment, you can turn it into that much money. And guys, it is absolutely possible, but as I said, there is a little bit of work up front. Now, the bottom part of this little compensation plan, you're going to see number sponsored, and it goes from 1 through to 9. Okay, it could go through from 1 to 20 if you like, but if you can understand that every person that you personally sponsor into this business is also worth $99,460 each to you. Okay, so every person you potentially sponsor into the business is worth almost $100,000 each. Okay, this is not pocket change we're talking about. This is serious money. Okay, so it is the people who do take the business seriously and can understand and be able to relate what they're doing to other people, so that it's an easy process for new people coming into the business. Folks, this is the most frequently asked questions. This is the stuff that people really want to know. They want to know, how much money can I make? So the short answer is the potential is $100,000, okay? It is also the potential of $100,000 for every member you bring in. Every member you bring in has the potential for $100,000 extra to you. So the reality is, if you came into the OneX business and did not sponsor anybody, okay, the compensation plan is designed for the person who is going to sit there and do absolutely nothing. Now, the speed of their return is the obvious variable, because if they are working their business and their entire group is working their business, then you'll see that the result will come quickly. But a person who is sitting there doing nothing has the same potential to make $100,000. Now, if that person decides to bring in a couple of people into the business, then you can add on an extra $200,000 to that. So $100,000 for every member that you personally bring in. Next question, which is the most frequently asked, is will it be easy for me to get people to join? And the short answer is yes, but provided that you don't overcomplicate the process, and you simply explain that it is an investment vehicle and that all of Wall Street is trying to turn paper money to gold. Okay, in this current financial situation, you don't have to be Sherlock Holmes to know that the stock market is extremely volatile right now. The price of gold, precious metals, including silver, it is stable, is always generally stable. Okay, so precious metals, if you like, are always a stable investment, and many economies, including government economies around the world, rely on precious metals. A bank actually relies on precious metals, and if anybody doesn't know this, what actually happens in a bank vault is that in the bank, the vault is supposed to contain an amount of gold, and then the bank is allowed to lend out 10 times the amount of dollar value of that gold that's in the vault. Okay, so everybody is relying on precious metals, and that is exactly what we are going to do, and for that reason alone, it is a smart investment choice. Okay, so the key to all of this, guys, is to not overcomplicate the way that you explain the business. People simply want to know how much money they can make and how quickly they can make it. Okay, the reality is a little bit of work up front will establish your foundation for your future growth. And the key is to not overcomplicate things. So as I said, this is not about the compensation plan. There will be other sessions on that. So folks, all people want to know is primarily how much money they can make and the speed to which they make it. The key to you explaining the OneX business is to not overcomplicate anything that you do talk about, because the system is very simple. Okay, so that is basically what OneX is in a nutshell, and thanks so much.